Hello again, and welcome back. My name is Jan Greenwood, and today I'm sharing some additional tips about how to pray for the sick. You may have already seen my first video blog with points 1 through 5, where I talked about how important it is when we approach someone for prayer who is really ill or in a very difficult season, maybe in deep grief or depression, or maybe in the midst of a crisis, and how we can pray for them most effectively in that moment. I've already shared points 1 through 5, which were, number 1, make a connection, make your prayer personable, and be authentic. Number 2 was ask permission to pray for them and to touch them. Point number 3 was to put all your expectation in Jesus. And point number 4 was to value their weakness. And point number 5, to pray the prayer of faith. So today I have my final 5 tips. 10 of them total, all together. So let me share with you. I'm going to try to do this without my glasses. Last time the reflection of the sunlight from outside was really tough. I'm so sorry. As you can see, I'm in my home, in my kitchen, just using my Mac, and I'm having to learn. So thank you for the grace. Okay, so back to it. Point number 6 on how to pray for the sick. So point number 6 is I want you to not engage in heavy intercession or deep warfare in the presence of the person who is so ill. This type of intercession really should be conducted outside the room. This is the perfect time for you to gather with a group of faith-filled believers and go to town in an area of prayer and intercession. Many people who in the Bible were healed who were not in the presence of Jesus at the request of a friend or a family member. This is the time to gather up, join your faith, and defeat the enemy. And it's also time to get in your private prayer closet and go before God. Sometimes we value so much being in the presence of someone we care about to pray for them that we discount or delay the power of prayer that we could do in our own home and in our own house. So please pray privately or pray in a group. And in that situation, bring your strongest warfare, your strongest intercession. Shout, dance, cry, declare, read the word, pray for a long time. Whatever that looks like, however you feel inspired, but you can do that outside the presence of the person who is so sick. Allow them to rest in the presence of God while you pray. Point number 6, no heavy intercession or warfare in the presence of the sick. Number 7 is, would you please believe that they have enough faith to be healed? Please be careful not to imply that the person is not healed because of a lack of faith. I'm always reminded that the Bible says a mustard seed of faith is sufficient to move a mountain. Most people have buckets and buckets of faith. They believe, and sometimes they still are waiting on a manifestation. You can take the stance that says they have both the desire and the faith to be healed. And if they don't, then just loan them yours. Remember the guy who was brought to Jesus by the 4 friends and sat down through the roof and put at Jesus' feet? The guy was so sick he couldn't even walk. We don't even know if he had faith. Jesus says the faith of your friends has made you well. So prayer is powerful. And believe that they have enough faith. And by the way, you have enough faith too. Point number 8 is speak life. Now, I kind of hinted to this in points 1 through 5. Often we're trying to encourage one another, yet what happens is we begin sharing our war stories. And before we know it, we've talked about our own experience, or we're asking intimate questions about what's happening to them in the moment, and we inadvertently begin to speak death. I've had this done to me, and I think I've done it. Many women can relate who are pregnant. The moment you find out you're pregnant, it seems like the ladies come out and they want to tell you about their worst delivery. Please, don't tell me I'm pregnant. I have to go through, right? So tell me about the reward. Tell me about that baby that you received. And the same is true in healing. Like, we need to declare the good news of Jesus Christ and not declare death over people. Speak life. I have a note here. You can say less, ask questions, listen carefully, and that it's better to prophesy than to sympathize. Point number 8, speak life. Point number 9 is pray for their family. Almost everyone who is very ill is concerned about their family and how they are going to do or how they are doing. What you pray for, when you pray for their family, you help them in their burden. My friend Leanne, who died of breast cancer almost 10 years ago. I remember sitting in the hospital with her one of the last times that I was with her, and I said, Leanne, how can I pray for you? And she said, oh, please pray for my family. I'm so concerned for my mother, and I'm so concerned for my children, and I don't know how my husband's going to do, and I'm anxious for my family. And we sat there on the bench in the hallway at the hospital, and we prayed for her family, and I've never forgotten it. Leanne didn't ask me to pray for healing. She didn't ask me to pray for her comfort. She didn't ask me to pray for more days. She asked me to pray for her family. So when you pray for someone's family, you are lifting their burden. Point number 9, pray for their family. And finally, point number 10, my wrap it up point, which I need to practice myself, is keep it brief, both the prayer and your visit. Remember that you are thinking more of their needs and of the person that you're praying for than of your own gift. Your intercession can continue outside the walls of their room, outside the presence of the person, but you can quickly wear people out who are so weak. So be brief, be concise, speak life, be an encourager, but wrap it up and let them rest. So I've shared with you my favorite 10 tips in praying for the sick. I hope they're helpful. Maybe you have a tip or two you'd like to share as well. I'll be posting the second half of this video blog on my website at bravestrong.org. I'd love it if you would subscribe, and that way I could let you know when new posts come out. I'm really committed, to mentoring in the Spirit-led life. I feel like God has taught me so much, and I feel like so many people have mentored me. I've learned so much. I'm just old. I've been around a long time, and I have a lot of sweet things I want to share with you. I want to encourage you, and I want to bless you. Now, let me charge you today. I want to charge you to be bold in your faith. Be quick to pray for people who are sick. I can't remember, honestly, a time when I've said to someone, may I pray for you, and they've said no. People who are in pain and in desperate situations are eager for prayer. So don't hold back, even if they've had a lot of prayer. But practice these tips to make it helpful and encouraging to them and to you. And may God put His grace upon you. May you be anointed to pray for the sick. And may you see the manifestation of healing everywhere you go. God bless you.